Hi, I'm Jonathan Ross, British talk show host and comic fan and collector all of my life. We're here at the San Diego Comic Con 2015, and I want to talk about Wally Wood like anyone and everyone who loves comics wants to talk about Wally Wood. Without doubt, one of the handful of true masters of the medium, one of the most original trailblazers, a guy whose work is so unique and visionary that you know immediately who it's from, and someone who actually changed the face of the comic book industry. Back in the day when only a handful of people knew the names behind the thing that always struck me about Wood, apart from his unique artistic style, was the fact that he contributed so much to some of the characters that today we forget were built by many. I mean, 50 years ago, he gave Daredevil the red costume, the red-on-red costume, which was a very bold move. And that's the costume that we still think of as the iconic Daredevil costume. Bill Everett gave him the yellow and the red together, but the one that Wood came up with then, in those kind of just a handful of issues he did, really changed the shape and the fate, I think, of that character. I suspect without that, maybe Daredevil wouldn't have survived, and that's down to Wally Wood more than anyone else. His science fiction work was the equal, if not superior, to anyone else working in the field. I mean, even when you put in names like, remarkable as it sounds, like Frazetta, like Al Williamson, these guys who are all working for EC and various comics at that time, Wood was the guy. And as I understand it, he was the one who campaigned for EC to actually publish science fiction, which is now, I think, obviously people love the horror books, but I think really the gold standard for EC and for science fiction in comics generally was that period, and it was Wally Wood. I loved his later work as well, when he kind of went underground, when he matured and he grew more sophisticated as publishing relaxed and as the comic audiences grew up with the creators. His work with Witzend, his various work with, like, even his own stab at publishing, when he was publishing Dynamo and the various agents of Thunder, and recruited like-minded fellow travelers, you know, unique talents like Steve Ditko, of course. That work still stands up there alongside the very best in the industry. So Wally Wood, I would put him up there with maybe the 4 or 5 greatest comic creators in the history of the medium. I put him up there with Jack Kirby, with Steve Ditko, with Jim Steranko, with Stan Lee. He stands shoulder to shoulder, toe to toe with these guys any day of the week.